in.
It's not green yet.
Why did...
There we go.
Welcome into the Bogey Bro Banter.
It's part of the show.
That's part of the show.
If the color, like...
Try to make it in the trash can.
Yeah. Wow. This will be crazy. Silas will give you $10.
Silas give me $10?
Yeah, Silas will give you $10.
What?
Silas will kiss you.
That was actually kind of close.
I had some effort. I hit the ceiling though. That's the problem. Oh well. Before we get into today's show and take a moment to thank our sponsors, 'tis the season for cleans, balls, fa la la la. That doesn't really work that well. Clean balls, fa la 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 la. Our friends at Manscaped are helping you clear your driveway for safe travel this holiday season. From stocking stuffers to white elephants, Manscaped products are at the top of every wish list. So grab some crop mops. Have y'all ever had the crop mops?
Yeah, no.
No, we've been over this. You're the one that got them.
Very nice.
I'd like to have
basically baby wipes for your balls, more or less.
Okay.
After I went for a run yesterday.
Is it more or is it less?
More. Went for a run yesterday, came back to work, had to sit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Grabbed the crop mop, went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Basically sponge bathed.
Dang.
It was very clutch.
That's a play.
And if you want to pick some up for yourself, you can head over to manscaped.com and use code BANTER20 for 20% off plus free shipping. They are a one-stop shop for all your holiday needs. They have the perfect gift in the Platinum Package 4.0, plus loads of little presents perfect for stocking stuffers. What better holiday gift than giving the gift of good hygiene and a few laughs? Manscaped offers a handful of their liquid formulations, shampoos, body washes, upstairs and downstairs deodorants, gels, exfoliants, and absolutely everything that you could need to keep yourself clean. And don't let chestnuts roast in the wrong boxers. Get the pair of Manscaped boxers specially made to keep the area cool and provide holiday comfort all year round. The Shears 2.0 is also their full kit for nail care with scissors, clippers, tweezers, and a file for the traveling man. Plus, there's new, we haven't tried this, Preserve Cologne.
I'm trying to get some.
Apparently brings a light, breezy, woodsy feel and gives that fresh tree scent even after the holidays are over. We got to get our hands on that. They're here to make the holiday shopping a blast by giving products they'll love and make them laugh. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code BANTER20 at manscaped.com. It's 20% off free shipping at manscaped.com using code BANTER20 to support the show. Manscaped, a perfect gift that will be the holiday's biggest hit.
Heck yeah.
The holiday's biggest hit.
Whenever we did the grippies, we should have sent a grippy to Manscaped.
Dang, we still can.
Because I feel like we're kind of like, I feel like we're known in the disc golf world for being sponsored by Manscaped.
We are, but we aren't known in the Manscaped world for being sponsored.
No, it
for
wouldn't
disc
have been
golf.
for them. It would have been, the joke wouldn't have been for them.
We should have given them a grippy, not necessarily. Like, because we just made one now without giving them one, like, what's the joke really for?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just for us.
It's true.
Yeah. But we do a lot of jokes just for us.
No, it is true, too.
It's pretty much all of our jokes.
So what's new? I almost bought a Rock hoodie, but then I realized I'd be a hypocrite because I don't lift weights and it says Iron Paradise. But it was a sick hoodie. Your pants reminded me of it.
Let's play a game.
What do you mean Rock?
The Rock.
Like
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Let's play a game.
He has a sick Under Armour hoodie.
The game is how in shape do you have to be to wear this clothing?
Okay.
And we'll start with, and I'm more so like this would be clothing styles. And well, actually, let's play the game this way. Let's just name items of clothing, whether brand or style of clothing that you have to be in shape in order to wear.
Gymshark.
Gymshark, great example. I think if you're not at least going to the gym, you should not be wearing.
Well, I think
Gymshark.
also their clothes are designed to fit us like a gym body.
I agree. I don't own Gymshark.
We ordered some for my brother-in-law, Kent, and basically the package got delivered. It was between our screen door and our door on our side door to our house, which we never opened. So we claimed with Gymshark it wasn't delivered because we didn't think it was. So they resent it. Then like 2 months later,
that is hilarious.
I opened it. It was there. And so then I emailed them back, but it had been 2 months. And they were just like, just keep it at this point. Like, it's not a big deal. So regardless, I am a lot of clothes. I'm like I can fit a medium, but I wear a large. Mm-hmm. Especially like one was a t-shirt. Shorts, I'm always a large. But he had like a shirt, shorts, all that. And like I can always fit into a medium. It's just typically like a little too tight. Mm-hmm. Put on that Gymshark medium. And I mean, up here, you would have thought that it was an Under Armour compression shirt.
They hug those arms.
Because that's what it's designed to do, is to make someone who's muscular look muscular. I'm not muscular. I'm just wide up here. Different thing that makes you wide other than muscle. I'll let you put two and two together. And so, yeah, it did not fit well, did not flatter. I tried the shorts on, which I knew the shorts wouldn't fit me. Not even close. Normally, medium shorts are like, if they're meant to be baggy shorts, they'll fit me like a little bit tighter shorts and they'll work. if they're meant to be like tighter shorts, they won't fit.
They're boxer briefs at that point.
These shorts, I mean, were laughable. I couldn't get over my butt.
Wow.
That's
when I realized I was like, Gymshark shorts, obviously by the name, are meant for like Gymshark clothing, just meant for Gymshark people.
I've never gotten Gymshark.
Who is Gymshark?
It's a clothing brand.
I was just kidding.
JIM.
Like JIM.
Oh.
Yep. I would try out Gymshark because I've seen some other stuff that's cool, but I need to wait until I've been like going to the gym consistently for like, I would say 3 months minimum before I buy any Gymshark. I would say any kind of cutoff shirt would be in this category.
I was gonna say a tank top.
Yeah.
Tank top. I think there's 2 different types of people that can wear them. I think there's buff guys where like your arms have to have definition. If you are like my build or bigger, I can't wear a tank top because my arm is just like flat, but it's got enough meat on it that I look weird in a tank top. Or if you're really skinny,
right, like runner. Like
so if you're like a runner, like skinny, or if you were like if you have like an average person's arm, you need to put muscle on that arm before you wear a tank top.
Yeah, one of the like coolest and like douchiest items of clothing that, and remember I said cool first, so I admit it's cool, is the cutoff hoodies.
Yeah,
and I remember this is like number 1 on the list of like you better have some serious arms to be wearing that and looking good. And because like I mean you're this is the type of thing you're gonna see Michael B. Jordan wearing in the Creed movies. And I remember when those first were a thing, well, at least like being made, not just like people cutting the arms off of their hoodies. I remember I was like around probably middle school age, and Nike came out with one. And I saw that in Dick's Sporting Goods and thought to myself, that is potentially the coolest item of clothing I've ever laid my eyes on. Like I thought to that is so cool. I wanted it so bad, and I got it for like my birthday or Christmas that year. And like my little spaghetti noodle arm sticking out. Like I think I've gotten rid of it by now because like it was large enough that like I was able to wear it. Like I even had it when I went to college, but I never wore it because like my arms are never big enough. But if I still have it, I might have to break it out because like it is shocking. Like your arms have to be huge.
But I don't know though, because I've seen Steph Curry rock one. I think it's the style of it. Because I think like a basketball player, like if we would have had him for basketball warm-ups, I think it would have been like okay.
Yeah, no, but it's like if you're
it's a big context item.
Yeah, if you're gonna wear it casually, like if you're gonna try and wear it as like something that looks good on you, and it's not in the context of playing a sport, like
I don't think it should be worn even if you're jacked. I don't think a cutoff shirt hoodie should be worn outside of like active activity.
I would pretty much agree with that, but I'm just saying, like, if you are jacked, you're still gonna look good.
Well, if you're jacked, you're gonna look
like an alien in that.
If you're jacked, you're gonna look intimidating no matter what you're wearing. But if I see a jacked dude walking around the mall with a cutoff hoodie, my first assumption is he must have just left the gym. I'm not thinking like someone chose to just leave the house rocking that day.
Sometimes you just gotta have confidence. I gotta see if I still have that thing.
Oh, here's
storage.
one. The t-shirt that you cut from here down to here,
super low.
You better have toned body.
Yeah,
because you're shirtless from the side. So you better be toned here.
I love those shirts. I wasn't a huge, like a lot of kids when I was playing like high school basketball.
Yeah,
like,
it was big.
It was very.
I never did it.
Kids
never
cut
had the
them,
body.
Now kids cut them so low that literally it was like they would get torn in mid practice. Me wearing a cape.
Yeah,
but I like
freaking funny.
I probably in college. I made a few of them, but like I would wear them around the house.
It's mainly lifters that wear them now.
Yeah.
I'm sure high school basketball still wears it. It's just like we're not in a.
I have like
you're never going to see a high school basketball player in practice nowadays.
I think to this day I own two that I either never wear or I sleep in them. And I'd never cut them like super low, but I think they're comfortable and I think it's fun. Like it's fun to take a shirt that you're not going to wear anyways and like cut it up. It's like girls when they like crop top shirts and stuff like that. Like. I think it was just more exciting that I was like, I have all these t-shirts. I'm going to cut arms off of them.
The amount of times I've walked in to my wife taking a hoodie that I know she somewhat likes.
And just taking scissors to it.
Yeah. And I'm like, Liz, you will not wear that now. And she's like, yeah, I will. Like, it's in style. Never gets worn, ever. Without fail. Because every time she puts it on, she's like, I don't really know.
It is very difficult to like take scissors to an item of clothing and get it the way you want because you want it to look
worked great with my jorts.
Your Jorts do look good.
Thank you.
It's really hard. Obviously, the cutoff T-shirt's really difficult because there's an angle to it. You're not just cutting the sleeve off. You have to go down and then like angle out so it sits right, and you have to like find the right spot. You don't want to go too far in, or else you're going to show a lot of top of shoulder.
This TikTok account I follow, who's like a marathon runner. He posted a TikTok like 2 weeks ago explaining how he makes his T-shirt, how he cuts his T-shirts to be gym tank tops.
It is a science.
Because he cuts his to be like thin in the back and like basically he cuts his like a running tank top.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And someone commented and was like, you can just buy that tank top on Nike's site. And he's like, that's nowhere near as fun. Was his response basically.
Also not as cost effective either.
Well, he was buying Nike dry fits and cutting them into these.
Well, that is stupid.
Yeah, and they were like, you can literally buy what you just made on Nike's site. And he was like, but that's not fun.
That's a little dumb. I will say it is funny, like the gym that I'm going to now, like
there's a party going on
I
somewhere.
have no idea what that is.
Can you hear it really well?
I can hear it.
I can hear it, but I don't know if I'm hearing it through the mic or through my ears.
I mean, that's unfortunate. That is incredibly loud.
We're fine. We're keep going.
All right.
Well, our voices are louder.
The gym that I'm going to now, like obviously we used to go to Planet Fitness, and Planet Fitness is very much like, no, they call it gym intimidation, or what is that what it is? Yeah, gym intimidation, like instead of intimidation. And they're basically trying to encourage people like no yelling, no throwing weights around, and you can't wear certain things. Because they don't want you to walk into the gym and feel like you just walked into a bodybuilding convention.
Are you supposed to have an interview right now?
No.
Okay. This DM is very confusing.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to set that up for later or tomorrow.
Okay.
The gym I'm going to now, it isn't like bodybuilder central or anything, but there is no rules on that, so it attracts more people. And actually, the gym I go to now, they have a separate room just for powerlifting. The gym I go to now, like they have a team, I think. Yeah, Hunter's on the powerlifting team. But so there's no rules on that. So you see people walking around in like the bodybuilder shirts and like the cutoffs, and like it's very intimidating. I go to the gym wearing the most unrevealing clothes possible. So I'm trying to hide my body for sure.
Don't it?
And then I give it away when I pick up the weights, and they're like, that's only 20 pounds.
If you got it, flaunt it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't got it.
I'm never ever going to work out enough to do this, but I think it's so cool on TikTok when those guys are standing there shirtless and they put their arms behind their back and then they do this and freaking wings pop out.
Dude,
they're like lats.
Saying, bro.
Have you seen that?
They're
like, and it's like Batman.
But that doesn't have anything to do with being
lats.
fit.
I think those are traps.
No, it does. Yeah, right here. These muscles right here.
Oh, you're talking about, okay, I understand.
Like you can do this and then you
I thought you were talking about where they just do the thing where they can like stick it out their shoulder bone.
No, they flex and like wings emerge from here.
Gotcha.
Like literally out to here sometimes.
Gotcha.
And there's like, it's very funny. I mean, I can tell I was just flexing whatever it is because it hurts.
Lats do not take long to get sore. I was doing lat pull downs yesterday, and like you're on that machine, right, where you're doing the lat pull downs, and you get to that last set and you pretty much have to just let it carry you up onto your feet because those suck.
Dude, there was a guy at Planet Fitness when I used to go to the gym because like lat pull downs, you can do a lot of weight.
If you're very strong, yeah. I cannot do a lot of weight.
So, he though probably weighed like 150 maybe, but he was doing lat pull downs of like close to 200 pounds.
That doesn't even make sense to me.
And the machine was like almost maxed out. So what he would do is he would grab on, and obviously he couldn't pull it down because like he was too short to lock his legs in and grab. Mm-hmm. So he would grab, jump up and yank.
That's so sick.
And then it would like slowly lower him down.
Like if you're better
and then
than
he would
the machine.
And then he would lock his legs in and then rep it out. And then the funniest part is at the end he'd pull down, unlock his legs, and just let it just launch him up in the air. So
that's awesome.
I would be over there like the first time I noticed it, I was squatting. Mm-hmm. And so I was standing there and I was squatting, and like out of the corner of my eye, I just saw a man just get launched. And I looked over and he was like falling down and landed and then looked at me weird. And I was like, am I the weird one? What just happened? And so then like I kept doing it. I finished my set, locked the bar back in. And then I like stood there because I was like had 30 seconds rest, and I'm standing there and I look over and I see him jump and just like yank and just slowly lower, and then he like repped it out, and I just like watched.
If you're doing
and then at the
pull-downs
end he just like unlocked it.
So
It was like, it was so funny.
That is so funny.
That is insane.
And he started doing like tricks with it. Like as he would come up, he would like spin.
What?
It was wild. And I think I told you about him.
I think you did. I think you remember you telling me.
Because he scared me because he followed me out of the gym and then got in his car and followed me in his car for a little bit. And then I like pulled into Sheets and he kept going. So I was like, whew, and then I just got back on the road. Guy thought he was going to kill me for some reason. I don't know. It's just one of those things. You leave the gym.
Looking at it funny.
You leave the gym. It's still dark out. So like still feels like nighttime. But it wasn't. It was like 5 a.m.
I mean, it's not that crazy that he followed you to Wards Road. It's like the busiest road.
But like he was in the middle of working out. I went and showered, came out, and he just like, he didn't go into the bathroom or anything. Like he was in the middle of working out. I walk out and he just dropped his weights and got like walked behind me. Like nothing about the workout to me said he was done. And I kept turning back and I was like, why is this dude following me?
That is very strange.
And then I think I sat in my car because I ate my protein bar in the car. So I sat in my car for a little bit.
What the frick?
It wasn't like, oh, someone followed me to Wards Road. It was like, no, I'm being followed.
Wow.
But
dude.
he didn't do anything.
He had a mark on you, bro.
Dang, dude.
He
didn't like the way you looked at him.
Easy.
I did look at him weird. But
That's
I mean,
because he was
can
doing
you
something
blame
weird.
me? Yeah, like if you're doing something weird in the gym, you're gonna get looks.
You can't
That's
be upset whenever you're doing something that requires a weird look and you get a weird look.
Yeah. There was also a guy
that is
at
very profound.
There was also a guy at Planet Fitness that would work out in like full street clothes.
There's quite a few.
And like not like oh, I'm wearing like raggedy jeans.
There's a lot of like blue.
Like he would like dress up. Like it was like a leather jacket. Like he wore. I remember one.
You gotta see all the interesting stuff at Planet Fitness.
You were there the same time as me. He was wearing he was there every time we were there. He was wearing the one outfit
Trevor's
I
just dialed
remember.
into his John Mayer.
Trevor was, because also I wanted to work out with Trevor and I would like say that, be like, yeah, like why don't we just do the same things and we can just like rotate reps. He's like, no, dude, like I'm here to do my own thing. I'm like, well, then why are we coming to the gym together?
Accountability, and it worked for months.
Yeah, and then you left me,
I had a kid,
and then I kept going, and then
but no, I
just stopped.
My whole thing with the gym is like because I like once I get to the gym, I like just going off doing my own thing. Like whenever I'm doing working out anyway, like I like just kind of like zoning out in my own thing. However, if you just going to the gym with somebody, as long as you are both know that you're supposed to be there, that's all you need accountability wise. Because if they're not there, then you lose the accountability.
I like the like competitive side. Like Jimmy, my brother and I would always lift, and so like it was just something about like he'd finish his set and I'd like put 5 pounds on, and then look at him and do my set.
Well, yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah. I can't.
That doesn't sound like fun to me.
Yeah,
that was what made the gym
I'm
fun.
usually competitive,
that would
but for me in the
discourage
gym,
me.
it's right. I have to be very realistic with myself because I am not strong.
That's what made the gym fun for me. It was like I needed someone to push me. Because what I realized is once I got into Planet Fitness, I forget what I was squatting, but like every week I would squat and like I'd finish my squat and be like, that wasn't that bad. And so I like kept adding, and every week I was adding like 15 pounds. I was like, I can squat way more than I think I can, but I just have no idea what I can squat.
Yeah.
And I don't have a spotter, so I don't want to be the idiot that just like collapses in the gym because I put way too much on.
I do have my.
I never found out what it was.
I do have my sister. She did exercise science. She's done some fitness instruction. Which has done a lot of fitness instruction. But so I have her doing my workout plans this time, and she's kind of like tracking my weights as well. So I think that'll help me because before I was just winging it, and now I have like a real plan, and like I'm actually gonna really try to focus because last time we did the gym, I didn't really try super hard to increase my weight. And this time I'm gonna try harder to like after every 2 weeks, like let's go up a little bit. Let's see what we can do. Because like you have to, if you're gonna actually succeed in the gym, you have to like, if you get to the last rep, you should be like barely being able to do it, like every time.
I think the hard thing for me is that I just want somebody to tell me all the things I have to do, because whenever you go into the gym and you're like, all right, I'm gonna start working out, and then you go into the gym, you're like, well, what am I?
Yeah, that's what I have my. So that's why I have my sister. I'm the same way. That's why I have my sister make me a plan. She made me a 4-day split. It tells me every single thing to do. And she even linked videos to the exercise if I didn't know them. And then
wow,
you can copy it if you'd like. I could send you the link.
All right, send me the link.
I will. It's great.
And then on Saturdays I'm playing pickleball.
Dude, pickleball's electric.
I love
pickleball.
That's
good time.
I want to play pickleball.
I'm filthy.
That's why we got.
we could probably play pickleball in your parents' like little
basketball court.
there.
Yeah, we've done it before.
So what are we waiting for?
We don't have the net anymore.
I love.
Let's get a
pickleball.
net. They're got to be cheap. They
My
can't be more
grandma?
than, yeah. nets can't be more than like $100 max.
I'm not going to the gym anymore because I know I would have to choose the gym or running, and I'd much rather run.
I would rather run as well until I got hurt, and now I just realized that I don't know what's going to happen with that, and I can't just sit around. Like, I had to do something.
I am probably gonna, because I'm realistically I could run a half marathon right now, but I'm gonna get into like where I want to run a half marathon at like a 9-minute pace. So I'm gonna get to that shape. I think past that shape, it's gonna be a lot. I'm gonna have to focus on nutrition, and I'm gonna have to do some weight and flexibility work to get to marathon at 9-minute pace.
Yes, most definitely.
But that's the end goal. I ran 8 miles at 9:50 pace, 9:55 pace. I was pretty proud of that.
Or you can just be a baller and just be the person that like you just down a whole pizza and then run a marathon.
Is that somebody that does that?
Yeah,
there's a donut race.
There's not somebody that does that, which would make it cool.
No, there's definitely people that do that.
I
know.
Slam
Sure.
There's have you seen those Krispy Kreme races?
What is that?
I forget. I'll have to look up
Is
the
it like
rules.
a mile every mile?
Every
you get a
mile
donut thing.
I feel like it's more than a
I would
donut.
barf, dude. Oh, that's gross.
Well, they also have beer races where like you chug a beer every mile.
That would be really awful.
yeah, that's disgusting.
That's basically the same
Just
thing as being
drinking
like,
yeast.
all right, you just finished this mile. Why don't you just drink this loaf of bread?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like that's
Okay, so the Krispy Kreme challenge: 12 donuts, 5 miles, 1 hour.
no.
So you have to eat 12 donuts and run 5 miles in an hour. That's really not that bad.
12 donuts is very bad.
Yeah, but you can run at what is that? 11-minute pace.
Yeah, you could definitely like the running part. It would just like, yeah, it would not like that would not be that crazy. But you would be getting. I mean, and think about how if you're in that race, there's people all around you getting sick. Or you get to like the 3rd mile and everybody's just puking. That's disgusting.
You just
Yeah, you just
All
like
your
see
footsteps.
you're gonna see donuts thrown up all over the ground. People bent over on the side of the road. Like that sounds like a nightmare.
That
The
does sound
Krispy
pretty
Kreme
awful.
Challenge is an annual charity event in
When
which
is it?
participants run a 5-mile road course leading to a Krispy Kreme donut shop, eat a dozen donuts, and run back. But that can't be right because that's in under an hour. So it must be a 2.5 mile course to the donut shop. You have to eat the dozen and then run 2.5 back. Because if they expect you to run 10 miles, eat a dozen donuts in under an hour, that's like a 5-minute pace when you factor in
But
eating donuts.
still, then you have to eat them all at once.
Yeah, so
That's
2.5
way
miles,
worse.
eat a dozen donuts, 2.5 back.
I think I could get through like 5 or 6 donuts without, and I'd be like, oof, now I'm done, and I need to take a nap, and I wouldn't be like sick. But
If
then
they were warm, I could throw them down. No doubt.
probably.
Because
A
they
dozen, though?
slide
a
down.
dozen's a lot.
I've
A
eaten
dozen is
6
a
without
lot of
blinking
donuts.
at the beach. We got a dozen warm
6
donuts,
without
and I
blinking?
sat down
and a dozen
just
are
slid them.
very different.
It's true.
I just like looked up and I was like, I
Because
just ate 6 donuts.
once you hit like 8, those next 4 are going to be very painful.
Warm ones though, you don't notice you ate them. They disintegrate in your
You're
mouth.
right. They do disintegrate,
It is true.
I think I could do 12.
and they're so soft.
Well, let's get it. Everybody in here has made it as some food claims at one
Yeah.
point or another. We need to start putting them in.
I said I could do 10 Doritos Locos Tacos.
It's true.
That doesn't seem that crazy to me.
That
either.
doesn't
I'm
seem
with
that
you.
crazy to me either, but
The,
Brody thought it was insane.
The
It's not that.
no, you said 12 pack.
You said a 12-pack.
You said the 12 pack. Still not that crazy.
I thought I said 10.
Oh no, because I think they sell them in a 12 pack.
You're right. Maybe I did say 12.
I think you said
It's
it.
still
I think
not that crazy.
I think he said that his friend did 10. And I was like, what? He only
They
did
barely
10?
fill them. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like no meat in them.
I still, for my own curiosity, I need to make them happen.
You guys like walking tacos?
But I think the key is
They're okay.
the key for the donut race would be you have to run that 2.5 miles at like a 7-minute pace to it.
That's what I'm saying. Like you get
there in 14
you're
minutes.
on your way back, and you're just gonna see carnage. Just
But
puke.
but think about it.
People puking.
If I got
Awful.
to the donut shop in 15 minutes, I have 45 minutes.
It's gonna take you probably at least 20 to 30 minutes to eat those donuts.
I could get 6 down in like 5 minutes easy.
20 to 30 minutes to eat 12
Well,
donuts?
it depends
I
on
don't
how
know
you're
that.
approaching it. If you're approaching
Yeah.
it as like it's an eating competition and just speed, sure.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have a glass of water,
Which I guess that's probably how you
fill them
have
down,
to.
and just 6 are going down.
Have you-
easy
I have a
at
question.
least.
Have
I just
you
love
ever-
donuts too much to ruin donuts for myself.
Have
like
you
that.
ever actually done the thing where you eat and then you take water to help you swallow it?
Yeah.
You have done that? Because I thought I was prepared to be a competitive eater because I watched a lot of Matt Stoney. And
Yeah.
so me and
There's
my,
serious technique to that.
me and my friends in high school, we just like, these were the friends that in the middle of the night, we decided to go buy a trampoline from Walmart. So another night, we were sitting there watching YouTube videos, which is how all of our ideas get started. And we're watching Matt Stoney, who is a competitive eater, just down a bunch of stuff. And we're like, that's it. We're all going to do competitive eating. So we went to Walmart, as we did at 1 o'clock in the morning many nights. and we each bought a loaf of bread. And we're like, we're going to have a
That's
competition to
an
see who
awful
can
one to
eat
start with.
this whole loaf of bread. And so we got back to the house, and I was like, I can definitely do this. I know for a fact. So everybody else, nobody else did this, but I did the routine. I had the cup of water and the bread, and I went because before this we tested it because somebody said it's impossible to eat a bread in under 15 seconds. Impossible to eat a slice of bread. And they were like, it seems like it's. I was like, I definitely could. And they were like, no, that's the thing. It seems impossible. I mean, it seems super easy, but it's impossible. And they each tried it and they couldn't do it. But I did it. And I just put my body on the line and just swallowed it anyway. And I did it. I did it in like 11 seconds. And I was like, I definitely could do this. So I had the cup of water and the bread. And I was just, and I got to the second piece. I was like, and then I went and I threw up in the sink because as soon as you just douse a slice of bread in water, it's so gross.
Well, I didn't do it with bread.
It's just like it just turns into like nasty backwash, and I threw up, and I was like, I can't do anymore.
I've only done it like never in a competitive eating set, but like I have a lot of dessert in front of me, and I'll be eating a bunch, and I can feel like I feel full.
Yeah,
and I take a huge swig of water, and it just clears me. And I feel full. I feel hungry again, and then I just finish it.
I understand. Okay, see, so I was doing the thing where you take a bite and you use the water so you don't have to chew.
Yeah. No, I like chewed, consumed, swallow. Like I've consumed an enormous amount of calories at Cracker Barrel. I calculated it once. I think it was like 3,000 or 4,000 calories in a sitting at Cracker
impressive.
Barrel.
Wow.
And the key was water.
Joey Chestnut last night was on ESPN. He was at the halftime. He's the hot dog champion.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
He's the GOAT. If
you know who Joey Chestnut is.
He was at the halftime show for the Lakers-Cavs game, and they did a pie eating competition where they had him. They're like mini pies. And they had him versus, I don't know what the time limit was, but it was him versus like just a bunch of other guys. They probably pulled from the stands because that's hilarious. And he ate 37 pies, and everybody else at the table had 37 combined. And there was probably like 5 more people.
Oh my gosh.
Like, and he's just crushing them. Like that man just goes 1,000%.
He is a performer.
He's incredibly dominant. Because the crazy thing is, like, if you watch Matt Stoney, like on YouTube, he is really good at what he does. But when they get to that hot dog eating competition, Matt Stoney loses by like 30 to Joey Chestnut.
Yeah,
Joey Chestnut's an animal.
He is.
He's like jumping up and down.
Didn't he just break his own record too?
He breaks it like every year. I don't know how he's not dead yet. It's gonna be a very sad day. I hope.
Hey man, it's
Joey
training.
Chestnut,
it takes training.
They need to.
It does. You have to stretch that stomach.
It legitimately does. Yeah. They need to put Joey Chestnut like
in a
on
museum?
the Nathan's Hot Dogs packages or something. Like he needs. To be,
what the heck?
He needs to be enshrined.
Well, they need first off, they need to do an autopsy whenever he does die to see what is the inside of that man look.
You know what's going to happen though is Joey Chestnut is going to do in competitive eating until he's like 50, and he's going to live till he's like 90. That's what's going to happen. Because like that's how it always is, right? Like I had this lady who lived, my neighbor that lived across the street from me. I don't know if she's still alive now or not, but she was like easily in her late 70s, and then as I grew up into her 80s, and she like was a smoke 2 packs a day since she was probably young, like ate super bad, drank all this stuff. Like invincible though, like she's just invincible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some people are just like
There's
that.
just some people that are like that. It's crazy.
But you can never count on you being like that.
My
Very true. That's very true.
My granddad ate McDonald's for breakfast every morning for I don't know how many years. At this point, I don't think he does it anymore, but it was getting close to like 20, maybe 30 years. Every morning he'd eat McDonald's for breakfast, and then he had a stroke. And then the doctors told him, like, hey, you got to change how you're eating all of that. And he got out of the hospital and met his buddies at McDonald's the next morning. Went right back to eat McDonald's every morning.
There you go.
And that was like 10 years ago.
Dang.
It was a freak accident. I definitely.
It's even better than that. I forgot about this. He was in the hospital, and my dad was sitting with him after he had his stroke. And he's sitting there talking to my dad and everything. And my grandma brought in a double cheeseburger from McDonald's while he's in the hospital. He just sat there and ate it. And the doctors obviously came in and lectured him. And he was just like, this is how I've always eaten. I don't know, like, what do you mean to do?
It's on my bucket list.
He's not a big man. He is a very skinny man.
It's on my bucket list to be a part of like an old man McDonald's breakfast group.
Yeah, that was like the thing.
We can start that. We'll just wait till we get to like our 50s probably, and then we'll just start picking out a corner. You got to have some gray hairs before you can take real estate in a McDonald's at that hour in the morning.
Because my dad would take me to McDonald's. If my dad took me to school, which he would maybe like every other week or so, he'd take me to school one morning. Because at this point, my brother and sister would drive, so most mornings I rode with them. But every once in a while, my dad would just be like, "No, I'm gonna take you to school this morning," because he took my brother and sister to school for a long time, obviously, because they were older than me. And so he would take me to school, and if we went to school, he would leave like 25 minutes early and go to McDonald's. And every morning there was a group of like 7 old men just chilling in
It's
there.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be us.
They were just sitting there reading newspapers, just shooting the breeze every morning.
The one that was in my area, my grandpa was a part of it, and there was a guy that his job was to print out Facebook memes on paper
you told us that.
and pass them around. And that to me is like, that's what it's all about, right? Like that's life. Right
That's
there.
Hilarious.
My dad is a part of
What would
a
be-
basketball group.
What would be your old man breakfast order at McDonald's? Just
Am I still allergic to red meat?
no, you beat it. You beat it in your 40s.
McGriddle. Bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle.
You're going McGriddle
Hash brown and
we're
coffee.
talking every morning.
Every
You're
morning.
doing a McGriddle.
I mean, I'm old at this point. I've made it. I've done it.
That is, we were starting in our 50s.
I'm 55. Well, I could do that. I could sustain it for 5 years, and I'm 60. I've done it.
Okay. I'm thinking I'd probably go McMuffin just because it's a little more, not quite as intense. Maybe sometimes I get like a burrito, mix it up. And then, yeah, you got to have the hash brown and the coffee for sure.
It has to be the same every day.
No, you can change it up. You're allowed to. If you say you change it up, then you change it up.
I would go.
But if you change it up, you can't say I'll have the usual.
That's true.
So now that I say that,
Can I
it's
say
only
I'll have the
McMuffin.
Tuesday usual? What if
How do you expect that McDonald's?
But what if my
worker to do
thing?
that?
But what if
Yikes.
my thing is
That's tough.
every day I switch between a sausage, egg, and cheese and a bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle?
Well, that might be easy enough to track. They might just say, is it a
Yeah,
bacon
you
day or a
say
sausage day?
the usual, and they say bacon or sausage.
Yeah,
You say a
yeah.
sausage.
Because then, or I'll say I'll take the Tuesday usual, or I'll take the Wednesday usual, or
They're
something
gonna
like
hate
that.
you, dude. You're so
Yeah, you're way
complicated.
too complicated.
No, here's the thing.
I
though,
can already
because
tell
think-
you getting kicked
Think
out.
about how cute of an old man thing it sounds like if you end up saying, I switch off every other day.
Konner is going to be a cute old man.
I switch off every other
This
day. I
guy's
get
gonna be
bacon.
spiteful.
Every other day I get
Yeah.
sausage. And then they'll be like, Grandpa, why do you do that? And you're like, because I still got it in me. I want to switch things up every day. You know?
because I still got it.
Because that's an old man being crazy is that he switches between bacon and sausage every
You're
morning.
That is
You're
true.
right. You got to
Like,
bring.
oh, Grandpa, you're
if they
wild.
still have
What's
dollars
your,
to change, then you got to bring an exact change. and
What's
just-
your like joke that you're gonna tell the McDonald's worker every day?
Oh, that's a
Oh.
good question. They'll be like,
Can I get
Oh, I know it.
Can I get a mixed smile with that McGriddle?
Mine's gonna be like, they're gonna tell me my total, and it's gonna be the same every day because the same thing. They're gonna be like, man, back in my day, that was only $5.
Yeah, be like,
say that every day.
They'll be like, small coffee, that'll be $8. Be like, oh, I remember when it was only $3.
I remember when y'all gave seniors free coffee.
Or whenever, or they're like, oh, that's gonna be $6.67. I'm like, oh man, you must be making a killing here.
Are you retiring off this money?
Yeah,
Small-
like what your father-in-law says.
a small senior coffee, when I was
love
growing
old
up,
people.
was
They're
less
awesome.
than $1 for a small senior coffee. It was like 79 cents, I think.
My dad always jokes because my mom is 60, I think.
Dang,
Pretty sure.
I would have never
Your
guessed
mom
that.
turned 60?
Yeah, because I think my dad's 58 and she's older than my
Oh
dad.
my
Your parents are like
goodness.
20 years older than my parents.
My dad just turned 50.
Well, my oldest sibling's
crazy.
30.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
no,
makes
wait.
sense. That's
What the
true.
frick
That
am I
makes
talking
sense.
about?
My oldest sibling's
What am
like
I-
32.
I'm talking to my butt. My mom is about to turn 50. She didn't just turn 40. She's about to turn 50.
Yeah.
Your
Well,
parents
my-
are like
Trevor,
10
you're an
years
idiot.
older.
Well,
I'm
it
stupid.
makes sense because your oldest sibling's my age.
Correct.
I'm the youngest.
Yeah,
in my
that makes
family.
sense.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Anyways, I'm pretty sure my mom's 60. She
Sorry,
doesn't
Mom,
listen
for
to this
watching
podcast,
this.
so I'm not gonna
I
offend
almost
her.
had everybody believing you were only 40. Mom,
I'm not
sorry.
gonna offend my mom because she doesn't watch this podcast, so it doesn't matter.
don't know
But
if
I'm
my
pretty
mom
sure she's
does.
60. But before, because now she would apply for senior discounts pretty much everywhere. Before we'd walk
AARP,
in, like,
baby.
well, my mom was like 45 or 50. First off, my dad is like 2 or 3 years younger than my mom, so he just always jokes about that.
Yeah.
So we'd like walk into a Wendy's and there'd be people who are like 75, and my dad would walk in. This is like when my mom's like 45 or 50, like this year, like long time. I was like 10. And I still remember my dad, like every time he saw a like group of older people, he'd be like, Ronnie, you didn't tell me it was your class reunion? Without fail. And then we would
That's
go up
funny.
and he'd order, and he would always be like, and she wants a senior coffee. And my mom at that point, like she already doesn't look 60.
Yeah.
She was 40s, in her 40s. So she obviously wasn't 60 back then. And they would always be like, she's not 60. And my dad always thought it was so funny.
I
like,
hate
he would
that.
just get people rolling.
I hate it because I think about being on the cash register and just being in the most uncomfortable situation.
They would just like sit
There's
and look
no
at
winning.
it. No, they would just sit and look at it and be like, or if it was an older person, they would always be like, there is no way she's 60. But the younger people would always just sit and look at him. He's like, I'm just kidding. She's not 60. Like, oh my word. I was so stressed. I didn't know what to do. And my dad got so much joy out of that.
That's so
He thought it was so
funny.
funny.
Your dad-
I think I'm just gonna walk
hilarious.
up to the cashiers and be like, I don't have any money. I guess you're gonna have to give it to me for free, and just see if they get really uncomfortable.
Have you ever seen those
'Cause, like,
TikToks
who's gonna
where
take all the money
like
from old man?
they encourage you to like get out of your comfort zone? They're like, just walk into places and just ask them for a 10% discount. Just so that you can get, it's like a sales training thing, so you can get used to people telling you no. And then they're like, and what's the worst case? Like, worst case scenario, you say no. Best case scenario, you get a discount.
Dang.
And I'm like, but just like, I'm just thinking of how uncomfortable I'd be when I was working at the coffee shop. Someone walked in and was like, yeah, I'll take a cup of drip. And I like ring them up. Oh, can I get a 10% discount on that? And I was like,
Nope.
why? I just want one. No,
Yeah.
you can't. It's full price. Is it today Wednesday? Yeah, full price Wednesdays. Like that just be such an uncomfortable situation.
I wonder, should we implement at our disc store a secret discount? It's like 5 or 10%, but like the only way you get it is you literally just ask for it, and then they'll give it to you.
Deeper than that. We rotate which employee knows. So you have to
Yeah,
walk
that's right.
in. You have to have the stones
And
to ask.
deeper than that. The first time you ask, they're gonna say no, and you have to be like, you have to say like, but like, can I really please? And then they'll say yes.
You have to say pretty please.
You have to beg for it.
Yeah, you have to.
Just for
gotta
a
get 'em, you
10%
need to
discount. I'll
beg
save
for
you
them.
$1.50 off that champ.
I could buy your senior coffee though.
That's
Think
true.
something
That's
about.
true.
Thank you.
Senior coffee.
Oh, it's still there. Well, where are those coming from?
What's like your old man name, like the nickname that your other friends at the table?
Dick.
Fisher. Fish.
Your name's not Richard, Trevor.
I know, but it's fun.
Everyone's just gonna call him Dick.
I've already decided.
Unrelated.
What are you gonna call? Like, what do you call Trevor as an old man?
Probably like Travis.
I'll Trev.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
So Dick, it is.
When do we have permission to start calling you Dick?
When we go to McDonald's as old men.
Okay.
So in our 50s.
Can I just, every time we're in a McDonald's, can I call you Dick?
Yes.
All right.
It could be called the Dick Clause.
Yes. Next, Konner, what's your name gonna be? You can start going by Joe, like your middle name.
Yeah, I'd probably go by like.
Old Joe. Yeah, I'm gonna be. Nope. Go ahead.
Can I get a cup of Joe for Joe?
We're gonna call Konner Old Joe.
Old
That's
Joe.
Old Joe right there.
No, can you call me Old Red?
Yeah.
Oh,
Old
Red.
Red.
And everybody's gonna be like, "Why do you call him that?" You're like, "Well, back in his day, his hair used to be red.
Yeah,
now
it
it's
all
gray."
fell out.
No,
Now he's bald. He used to have a beard.
don't speak that over me.
He used to
Yeah.
have a beard. It's gone.
I don't think that you're bald on your face.
Surely that can happen.
I mean, it can, but I don't think people typically do. Like
It's
old
not-
people don't usually get thinner beards.
That is true. Like you do see a lot
I
more.
see a lot of old people with clean faces, though. Like, we think they're shaving every day.
Well, that's because they're used to back in the day whenever a respectable man shaved his face.
Think about that, though.
Yeah,
Do
how
you think
does
we're
that feel
shaving? Do you
you're
think
not
they're still
shaving?
shaving every day?
Yes.
Yeah, probably more
My
likely. I
grandpa
would say.
in his dementia.
Because I was gonna say it's like old people are like they love routine.
yeah.
Get pranked, dude.
It's just, I feel like that's scary, like shaving with wrinkles.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you guys stretch
It's
them
called-
out.
Yeah, you gotta stretch the skin out, dude.
Well, you actually use a suction cup and just pull your cheek stretch
Just
down.
attach it to the
and then-
sink.
Is that how long your face is gonna be?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have no idea.
Who of us is gonna have the biggest like gizzard, like that neck
Me.
neck wrinkle skin?
I already got this thing going. I also am
Yeah,
gonna
a
have a
little bit.
massive wrinkle on my forehead.
Yeah, you are.
'Cause I already got that thing
gosh,
going.
dude.
That's gonna be intimidating.
I'm gonna have the top folded over.
That's crazy.
It's gonna be sticking out of my
you
hat.
you can put your cards in there.
Yeah, I've always had that from a kid. Like when I was
That's-
a kid,
oh.
it's because I raised my eyebrows a lot, and for some reason that's where it folded.
Two
I
things
speak
we
with
need to
my
do.
eyebrows a lot.
And honestly, we can.
I
start
want to
doing-
have really flimsy lobes.
Yeah.
I already got that going too.
I'm just gonna be the
Dang.
guy that always has a band-aid on his bald head.
That is, I'm gonna have it on top of my hand. That
always
is
made me
very much an
uncomfortable.
old.
Yeah, it
for
does.
some reason.
You're like, what happened?
Yeah.
In New Girl, in New Girl, I know you guys don't love New Girl, but in New
Boo.
Girl, there's this one part where Jess is over at her dad's house, and he was like,
Which one's Jess? I'm just kidding.
He was like,
I was
Jess. He was like, Jess, you gotta understand. I'm becoming an old man now. I can't just have you around my house all the time. Look at this. I've got a Band-Aid on the top of my hand. Who gets hurt on the top of
That's
their
the
hand?
top of
That's
the
a
hand.
very old man thing.
That is so true.
I
No,
got a cut on the top of my hand.
I did have a scar right there.
It's from my knuckles cracking from running.
Scar right here, I got, and it happened in the middle of the night while I was asleep. I don't know how I got it. It was either myself or my wife that clawed my hand open.
My grandpa used to just have them on the top of his arm, but my grandpa had a lot of scars on his hands from working on his truck. Like he would always be banging his hands on everything.
What was I about to say?
I was gonna say the other thing we need to do as old people, and we can start this one earlier than our 50s, is a card playing league.
Yeah.
Card night. How are we not already doing that? Card night?
Because
are you kidding me?
My
You're gonna
grandpa
dedicate
didn't
another
do that.
night?
My grandpa didn't.
We
do that.
can't
He
do it
didn't
right
believe in
now.
gambling.
We're too busy. But
Whenever park night ends,
card night.
we'll start card night.
McDonald's coffee in the mornings and a card night. We go and play cards.
That's a great time.
That is a great
My
time.
my grandparents
Or
used to play.
you know what though? I think old people do that now because that's what they do for their kids. So it actually be very.
So we're gonna have
off-brand
Modern
old-
Warfare 2 nights.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Valid.
I didn't know you were valid.
It was
I
a
knew
kid.
Valid like that.
An eighth. Did I tell you guys this last week? I don't care. An eighth grader in my small group. He brought in a
Vintage
Game
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 Boy.
Boy Advance as a vintage gaming console, and it made. I think it's
That
the
is
first time
very vintage.
that I felt like an old person.
Yeah.
And I'm not an old person.
I used to help with the Vacation Bible School at my church. Church I used to go to, and the old pastor at the church, he's like a retired pastor now, so he would always still help with like kids ministry and stuff like that. But he was in his like mid to upper 70s, and he was on a blood thinner, so he had a big blood clot on his arm.
Oh yeah.
And
oh yeah.
and so we were sitting there, and like whatever the activity was, it was like one of those things where like your group rotates. So like we were in charge of whatever class. So me and him were the two people in charge of this class. And we would take them to like arts and crafts, and then outdoor activity, and then music, whatever throughout the day. So one of them, I think it was the arts and crafts, it ended early. So we had like 10 minutes left. So it's a bunch of like fourth grade kids sitting around us, and like we were all just kind of talking, and then like conversation just died. So it was quiet. And he goes, "You kids ever seen a blood clot?" And I was like, "No, we're moving." He's like, "No, they'll love it. Who wants to see it?" And all the boys were like, "Yeah." And all the girls were like, "No." And then he's like, "Well, if you don't want to see it, turn away. I'm about to show you." And then he rolled his sleeve up, and then just had this like massive like dark spot on his arm. He's like, "Yeah, that's what from my blood thinners." All the boys thought it was so cool.
That's
It's
awesome.
so funny.
Yeah. It was like one of those moments where I don't know. I feel like
You
it
ever
was
seen
from
a foot with 6
I was
toes?
gonna say, isn't that from a show?
It's from The Office.
Yeah,
Reed says
ever seen
it.
a foot with
Yeah, how's that
very
feel? How does that feel?
very same
know it was from The
very
Office.
same vibe was what I got when I was in that moment, because I was like, no, like these kids don't want to see that, but the boys all wanted to see it, and they all thought it was so cool.
That's funny. What's going to be like your old man thing that you're going to show everybody?
Mine's gonna be like my gold tooth. I don't know how I'm gonna get one, but I feel like that'd be a fun one. Like, want to see my gold tooth?
Mine's going to be probably my like armband tattoo. I'm like, check this out. This used to be a straight line, and it's going to be like
curved all
all
over the
curly down my arm.
I don't know what I'm gonna have.
Why do they like turn up the
Yeah,
music
turned it up.
and then turn it down and then turn?
Is this Despacito?
I'm hoping
Yes.
that like when I'm 70, I'm like still running races,
Okay.
but like at like a crazy slow pace now.
I don't know, man.
Where
It'd
like
be
you know,
fast.
well, like you've seen those like people at like the 5Ks and stuff where like they're super old, they're still dressed like a runner, so you could tell they used to be
Sometimes
fast.
they're kind of fast.
Sometimes
though.
they are, but every once in a while you get one who like he's doing the motions like he feels
Yeah.
like he's moving fast, and you could walk faster.
But
than
really
him.
his
He's
butt
like,
is stuck out so far, and his neck is so like, you know what I'm
yeah,
talking
but
about?
he's on a mission. I want to be that person. I either want to be that person, or I want to be the person that's 70 and run like a 7-minute mile, and you're like, how the heck is he still
There
doing
was
that?
guys doing Ironmans when I was there that looked like they were in their 60s, or I think there may be.
I don't want to be
people in
that.
their
I
70s.
don't want to get that far.
It's I'm just saying
That
like,
is crazy.
it's
In the
insane.
David Goggins book, he was talking about the dude who runs the 135 mile, like was the admin of the 135 mile race. He said he did a triple Ironman. So it finished with a 76 mile run.
I can't even fathom that that's real, but I'm sure it is, because here's the thing.
He said it in the book.
Here's the thing about
I'm gonna Google
those.
it. I didn't Google it.
Here's the thing about those, like any of those endurance events, they'll never be satisfied. They always want like, oh, I did this, let's double it, let's triple it. It's why there's such thing as ultra marathons. When they invented the marathon distance, they probably thought this is like
Here
the
you go.
pinnacle of running.
Here
And
you
now
go.
there's an ultra marathon. It's like 100 miles.
And then there's more because there's like ultra, like the one is a 135 mile race in the Badlands, so in the desert.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's apparently the hardest race on earth.
What the heck?
So a triple Ironman It's called the Enduraman Continuous Triple Ironman Distance Race, a 7.2 mile open water swim,
That's already
a
excruciating.
336 mile bike ride, and then finishes with 3 marathons, 78.6 miles back to back.
I'm telling you, like something like that,
That is
nobody
crazy.
nobody is actually. First of all, that would take you more than a day, like more than 12 hours, I think.
Yeah, well, so if you were doing normal Ironman, it takes between 10 to 17 hours. But you got to think, you're not going to be able to do that pace.
No,
Obviously.
that's gonna take you like 2.5
So that's
days.
like, let's just say 10 hours is 30 hours if you're going to really, if it's like an unhuman pace. Yeah, it's probably going to be, realistically, probably 3 days.
That is crazy.
Probably.
That doesn't even like why.
A triple Ironman. But like, imagine being able to be like, oh, you ran an Ironman? And you're like, yeah, it was like the hardest thing we've ever done. Sick, I did triple.
I mean, the list.
Oh,
of,
you've done 3 Ironman? Yeah, in one day. Just continuous, back to back to back.
the list of
What?
people that
What?
have finished that race has to be short. Like there cannot be that many people. that
No,
have
surely
done that.
not. Surely. I mean, I can.
Like
I'll try to find it,
there just
but-
can't be that many people who have done that. That just seems insane to me because like the Ironman itself is just nuts.
What did they say it was called? Enduraman Continuous Triple Ironman.
I mean that just sounds exhausting
Enduraman
just listening to that. Makes me want to take a nap with some Cheetos.
Take a nap and eat some Cheetos.
Yeah, man. What are you looking at, Silas? I just broke the fourth wall.
Enduraman.
The Enduraman.
Man,
Man, Wikipedia, it's that time of year they're asking for everybody's money. It's like
hardest
they've been doing
triathlon
that
on the
since I was
planet.
10.
So this isn't even the same thing. This is the Enduraman Arc to Arc Triathlon. Ultra distance triathlon is regarded as the hardest triathlon on the planet. It starts with an 87-mile run, then a cross-channel swim of 21 miles at the shortest distance.
my
And then
gosh.
finishes with a 180-mile bike ride.
That is harder than the
Oh
other one.
my gosh.
Let me see.
The bike ride's shorter, but the other two are longer.
Did you say a 22-mile swim?
I think that's what I said.
Yep.
21-mile swim at the shortest point because it's a cross-channel. So, like, that's the shortest point, but if you go off a different route, it's going to be longer.
My brain cannot
Only
comprehend
52
that somebody does that.
Only 52 athletes have ever completed the challenge globally. As of August 2022, the record set for the course is 49 hours and 24 minutes by Lionel Jordan, beating the previous record of 52 hours and 30 minutes.
What's like an average? Like, what is an average speed of somebody doing an Ironman, like swimming wise? Like, how fast are they
I don't
swimming?
know. I have no idea.
You can the usual Ironman's like a 2-mile swim, I believe, and they're doing the faster swimmers are getting out of the pool. I want to say in like 30 to 40 minute range. I know my father-in-law got out of the river at like an hour or just under an hour for like 2
Dang.
miles.
The youngest man to ever complete it was 25-year-old Freddie Iron at a time of 77 hours, 17 minutes. So that's over 3 days,
Wow.
right? Yeah,
And how old was he?
25, my age.
That is.
And the oldest man to complete it is 53 years old, Grantley Bridge at 88 hours, 7 minutes.
Wow.
What the heck?
The female record is 69 hours, 52 minutes.
Oh.
Trying to see. They have a relay record held by the 6-person team Manchester's Blood Brothers with an overall time of 33 hours, 5 minutes. So 6 people like relayed it.
Wow.
So each did a different leg. Took them 33 hours still.
Oh my gosh. That's so crazy.
The Arc to Arc Triathlon. The Enduraman Arc to Arc Triathlon.
Is that next year for you?
No. Wait. So it starts from London's Marble Arch to Dover on the Kent coast. That's the run. Then a cross-channel swim to the French coast, and then a 180-mile
You need your
bike
passport.
ride to finish at the Arc de Triomphe in Paris.
You literally need
You start at London's Marble
you
Arch and
literally
you
need
end
your
at the.
passport strapped to you.
Okay,
What
let's just see how long this thing would take to drive.
Europe is fascinating. Like that, you can just like take a quick swim.
Like you
there
could
and
be
you
on
can
your
in
feet
a
and go
different
from.
country.
Well,
We
not
also-
really a
yeah.
quick swim. It's
We
22
also
miles.
don't need your passport to get into the different countries there.
That is true.
Yeah, you only
That's
need to
right.
get back into the U.S.
Well, but they're not. Is it still because they're not part of the EU anymore?
No, because when I went to different. Well, I guess I was going from like
But-
Rome to
but-
yeah, like
Turkey.
if you're
But
going
England-
if you're going from like
England's not part of the
to
EU
Ireland
anymore,
if you're
though.
go- oh.
Well,
if you're
England
go-
to Ireland, that's part of Great Britain.
Okay.
Actually, no, incorrect. Northern Ireland is part of it. Ireland is its own thing.
Where's Dublin?
It's Wales. That's in the Republic of Ireland.
Okay.
Northern Ireland, England, Scotland and Wales are,
I just know it's like
Great Britain.
it's like a 20-minute plane
It's
ride
only a
from
6.5
London to
hour
Ireland.
drive to drive from the Arc de Triomphe to the Marble
Is there a
Arc.
bridge?
Yeah, apparently.
Goes
So-
across the channel?
It's what, like a little bit past Myrtle
You have to
Beach?
figure out. Like,
I mean, I remember when
transportation.
swimming the English Channel was like, that was like an early, like crazy accomplishment when that was first
You
done.
have to swim through the Strait of Dover.
What's the longest swim anybody's ever done? What's the longest swim record?
Of all time.
Didn't someone try swimming across the ocean?
You're thinking about Amelia Earhart, who flew and she died.
No, not thinking of her. Longest swim ever.
Probably the Alcatraz guys.
The world's largest and most dangerous swim. I feel like the answer
There's
is
a
here.
thing where they let you
Strel
try.
swam the Danube River, setting a new record a couple of times, once for 84 hours nonstop and once for 58 days. But the American triathlete Mimi Hughes swam for longer, 1,740 miles of the Danube River in 89 days. 1,740 miles in 89 days. How many miles is that a day?
Wait, how? What do you mean in 89 days? Like they didn't stop swimming?
It had to be pulled up.
I'm sure
Yeah,
that
'cause
they
that's
were.
that's not as impressive to me.
Yeah, I think
just, like, go to
continuous-
bed,
I think
eat,
longest
like, wake up.
continuous swim is what we need.
I mean, she
Yeah.
swam 20 miles a day.
But still,
What's the longest continuous?
20
swim?
miles. That's shorter than that.
There's no
Ironman
way
you were
she
just
wasn't
talking about.
sleeping for 89 days. Obviously, you die.
Longest continuous swim ever. 66 days. I don't know.
That's not like that can't be true. Like I understand you can float on your back, like that's a thing to
But, like, you're
rest.
not
But
sleeping.
you got to be able to sleep.
The
You're not-
longest distance ocean swim, marathon swimming, is 155 miles
Okay, that
by Pablo
that
Fernandez.
seems maybe feasible.
Longest open water swim, longest lake swim, Sarah Thomas, 168 kilometers, 100 miles.
That is a lot of miles. But again, like I don't mean to be that
The longest
guy, but if you're like,
distance-
going to sleep and waking back up and swimming more,
It's a different
like,
category.
you're getting rest.
Yeah, it's a different category. I
Yeah,
want
but if
somebody.
you swam 20 miles a day for 89 days straight,
Yeah, I'm not saying it's
Yeah,
not
that's
crazy.
crazy.
We're just
That's
curious
crazy.
to know what's the longest somebody swam without like a break, like without getting out of the water.
the longest
Yeah.
distance ever swum without flippers in an open sea is 139 miles.
Okay, see that? And that.
It took them 2 days, 50 hours and 10 minutes.
I mean, I guess I could believe you could go 50.
That's probably
hours.
that's
yeah,
probably straight.
Yeah. That's
that makes
bizarre.
sense.
Like, what do? You can't listen to music. You'll get electrocuted. Like you're just swimming. You're just swimming.
This guy, okay, so this
That's
guy
it.
swam 155 miles in 26 hours and 38 minutes. Pablo Fernandez in Miami, Florida in 2021.
For how long did it take? him?
26 hours, 38 minutes.
Just think about it. For 26 hours, you're
That's
just
the
swimming.
longest distance open swim, 155 miles. That's a pretty good pace too, right? Am I crazy for that?
I don't know.
26
26
hours just swimming.
Yeah, it's 6 miles an hour average
Whoa.
swimming
Oh.
That's insane.
Yeah.
for
that is
for
insane.
26 hours straight.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
yeah, 155 miles in 26 hours.
This man's a psychopath. He got motors. He's got a
Down
motor
current, though,
building.
Probably keep that in mind.
Longest swim
You are
un-
able to swim with current.
True.
There you go. Longest swim under ice with breath held.
There we go. Now this is the real
Yes.
thing.
The Danish freediver holds the record for longest swim under ice with breath held at 152 meters.
That's far. That's really far.
That's like
An Olympic swimming pool is 50 meters. So he went 3 lengths
it
of
took
an
him
Olympic swimming pool.
2 minutes and
under
11
ice.
seconds to complete the swim.
Oh my god.
That's really fast, I feel like, too.
That's terrifying.
It's over 450 feet underwater.
my
Underwater,
gosh.
under ice.
Yeah.
That's
So
incredible.
like you don't have a chance to just like I'm gonna go as far as I
And
can.
you gotta
and
make sure you like
resurface.
Yeah.
stay in your lane. Or you're gonna die.
That's bizarre. And we have to remember it's freaking cold water.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They do this thing where you can attempt to swim the Alcatraz swim. Like you can, it's like a company like a charter that will let you
Like-
try to do the swim.
Isn't there
from-
so many sharks? Isn't it like insanely shark infested waters?
I don't know, but there's like basically
Probably what they
boat.
told
There's basically
prisoners.
like a safety. There's probably like safety
True.
boats that like follow you and will like obviously like medics on board and everything that will help you. but like you can attempt to do the swim from Alcatraz to like the mainland.
How far is that swim, Hunter? Look that up so we can get some.
1 second. Allison Streeter has crossed the English Channel 43 times.
Wow.
First person to swim the Amazon, meaning the entire length of the Amazon.
River?
Yeah.
Like from start of the Amazon River to the
Was
end of the Amazon River.
Martin Strel, who embarked upon an epic 66-day swim, dodging snakes, sharks, piranhas,
Yeah.
and river pirates along the way. He was the first to complete the 3,272-mile swim in April of 2006.
I was about to say, I'm
in the
not-
Amazon River.
Yeah, dude. I'm not getting in the Amazon River.
Sharks, piranhas, snakes, and river pirates. And he was just swimming.
Paku's gonna.
And he
grab
was
your
swimming for
toes.
66
Frick
days.
that, dude.
Yeah.
That sounds like a torture.
Freaking alligator gar. The Amazon
Alligator
River.
gar.
The Amazon River is the home to the scariest like
But
river
also,
fish.
speak of
Would you love the fish
snakes,
in there?
the pythons. There's pythons
Yeah.
all in the Amazon River. Like,
Yeah.
like we're talking like
Anacondas.
20-some foot snakes that are like this
Yeah.
big around.
Dude, let's get in the Amazon River.
Not to mention even scarier things, which are like the parasites.
Oh, the Alcatraz swims 2 miles.
and leeches. He's probably
That's not bad.
I think what makes it hard is I think there's
cold. It's
I
very
think you have to
cold.
go against
Yeah,
the
it's
current,
cold
too.
and it's in
like,
the ocean.
beat
But
up
if it's 2
ocean, yeah.
miles,
But it's
that
2
means
miles.
I could have made it.
No, yeah, definitely.
Distance wise, it's not bad, especially when we just talked about someone swimming the Alcatraz or Amazon
Well,
River.
I say I could make 2 miles. I think I could.
I was
if
about to
if my
say,
life
have you
depended on
swam
it.
2 miles?
I'm
before?
not. I wouldn't touch
What?
I wouldn't dip my toes in the Amazon River.
No,
The longest I've ever.
I wouldn't
free
go
swum-
to the edge of the Amazon River because that would mean I'm surrounded by things that are gonna kill me and want to
I
kill
just
me
can't imagine the fact that he's literally covered in leeches. There's so many leeches in there.
for 66 days.
The leeches are getting him. Is he still alive?
Well, he survived
He
it. He made
survived
the
it.
swim.
That's crazy.
It didn't say a 66-day float with a dead body.
That's incredible.
Didn't say it. He makes a good point.
That is incredible.
All right,
Something about.
that's the banter.
That's bantering with banter.
The human body is capable of much more than you thought.
You're welcome.
David Goggins.
Get in the gym.
Dash 100 times.
Ice up.